the first thing that I did was to engage myself musically, not by creating a new part or creating myself as the fourth Beatle, whatever. It was to learn the properness of the song, because I'm a musician, first. That's what I do. So I'm learning the song. I get what the songs are and stuff like that. Okay. I'm not necessarily even playing what Dave's doing. I'm padding like a keyboard player would do, right? So I'm playing, okay, this and this and this, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got to remember these parts, write them down now, because that's the keyboard pad, that's the vocal pad. These are all the things, and I can't really at that point discuss it too much with the guys, because they won't be able to understand what it is until they hear it, and then they can go yay or nay. So this is where the addition subtraction thing comes in, right? So they may not be thinking along the lines that I'm thinking in the background, but I can sell it to them once it's there, because I hear in my head it sounds good already. I'm not trying to sell shit here. I'm just trying to make things as good as they can be with what we have at the task at hand.
So you're hearing it down the line, what it could be.
Oh yeah, see, that's the thing. They can't hear, because they don't mix, right? Musicians don't do all that stuff. They don't mix. They don't have to spend all their time working on, is that a hi-hat track good? Because I do that. We're talking about obsessive people. I mean, shit, I'll sit down and listen to a hi-hat track by itself till I think it's perfect. And if it isn't perfect, I have lots of tricks to make it perfect, and it doesn't sound like I did anything, because the whole point is to make it as sound natural as possible. Nobody's perfect. Everybody fucks up. And I always, in the old days when we were doing tape-based stuff, I would spend so much time fixing stuff on overdubs. It freaks me out how much shit I put people through. No, it's flat. No, it's sharp. No, dude, what? You did it 4 times, and then I roll the tape and you fuck it up every time. Yeah, I'm that guy, right? And at the end of the day, we get it, and it's like, okay, nothing was personal. We have to start out that way. Nothing's personal, but the job has to be done, and everything flies to get the job done. We're not pussies. Let's do it. It's like, is that a bad note? If people go, it's a bad note. Because 5 years from now, when you're listening to it again and somebody goes, it's going to be you. That's why you get so anal about things,
Like, it's exhausting at the moment, but it's worth in the long run, obviously. And
it's work. It's the hardest job you ever did. I mean, it's like doing detail work. You're taking an old house, sometimes a brand new one, but mostly an old one, because everybody comes with the baggage, right? So you're taking an old house and you're making it as shiny and spotless, or as whatever you want it to be. Some guys like dirty fucking houses. Some guys like gritty falling down houses. Some people like making chrome plated and immaculate, clean, you eat off the floor places, right? So there's mixes that are like that. Like, listen to Steely Dan Asia. Fuck, you can eat off the floor with that. It's so clean. I love it. It's my favorite record. It's just so clean. I come from that school of Roger Nichols and George Massenburg, and really good songwriters and the best studio players and stuff. Shit, when I went down to LA, I was a little kid working with all these guys, and I'm like, oh my God, don't say anything, Champagne. Shut up. First of all, don't let them know you're Canadian, because they'll take you on with that. Hey, it took me so long to get rid of that. I've just replaced it with huh.
With what, huh?
Yeah, huh.
Or dude.
Yeah, dude became ubiquitous. Absolutely.
I mean, Steely Dan's a good point of reference too, because I mean, for a while they were like a studio band, weren't they? Strictly a studio band.
Absolutely, and Deconstruction is a studio record with everything thought out, played with. But I'm sure, as you know, the Steely Dan stuff they tried everybody. I mean, there wasn't just one take of Black Cow. There was like a whole bunch of different bands playing that track at different times, and it's like, yeah, that's the one. Or how about if that guitar player in this track? You know what I mean?
Ooh, dizzying.
Oh, but they can get away with it, just like Pink Floyd could get away with doing Dark Side of the Moon, because they're that good. I would never profess to be even close to being that good. That would be like an insult to them. But you know, I listen to that stuff and I appreciate it more and more and more and more every day, every time I listen to it. And then I saw a documentary of how they made it, kind of like what we're doing now. And I was flabbergasted. The one thing that I learned that was actually akin to the way I worked, when I was a kid, I worked for 10 years. I did, you know, 14, 16, 18-hour days to work my way up. I had keys to 5 studios in Hollywood. I was opening up one and running to another one, opening it up, and you know, and then coming back at night and doing all this shit. And because it was proper, people are asking. It's like, hey, and I have to give props to my engineering mentor, Paul DeGray. He's respected like at a Roger Nichols or a George Massenburg level, right? And which is really, really cool, because the guy's a walking encyclopedia of recording knowledge. Not only recording knowledge, but the gear itself. I mean, that was huge for me. That was like going to a college, because there's no other people that would have the time to give you, to put you through that kind of education. They do it 40 at a time. You know what I mean? And it's outdated information. So when I was lucky, because when I jumped into it, it was all brand new, everything. I learned the old school stuff, and then it was like, oh, time change, brand new. We all got to learn this.